Hey, what's up everyone? Wazoo here with another video, and this one is going to be a little bit different, a little bit special. We're going to try something new. Earlier today I had the thought of why not put something out on Steam. For years I've wanted to do it, for a long time I wanted to do it, ever since they had the Steam Greenlight, which of course they axed several years ago. But it was a way of getting indie projects up on Steam, which is always the target of just about every indie game developer out there, and small and large company. If you want to get something out on Steam, that's kind of the route that everyone seems to take, or the only route to take, really. So what I thought of earlier was, why not take one of my projects? I have several projects, and pay the $100 to get it up on Steam and just use the whole process as a learning opportunity. Not look at this as this is my magnum opus. This isn't my dream project, the one I retire on, my Minecraft, right? I have no illusions of putting together anything like that right now. And so I thought this might be a good opportunity to kind of share the journey with y'all, and also it might help someone else out there. Maybe they're about to go through the same thing and they learn what I'm learning through this process. So as you can see in front of us, I've created a public-facing Trello board called Operation Steam Dream, and the goal is to give myself a month. I guess a month is probably long enough. Give myself a month to put together something, enhance one of my projects that I've got, and get it ready for Steam and put out on Steam. And the whole goal is to, like I say, just learn how the whole process works and how things are put together. And by taking that experience and that journey, I can really use that going forward next time when I do have a slightly more serious sort of title. So what I've set up here is a Kanban board, which is useful for sort of dropping tasks, various levels of tasks that you've got right in front of you, and it gives you a way of focusing on one thing at a time. And we can, if you haven't seen a Kanban board ever, what we can do is, the whole general principle is that we have boards structured in a left to right order. So right now I've got a backlog Steam and a backlog game board. And then as we work on things, we drag them over into the doing column, and then over into either review or done, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I started off by putting together, I brainstormed up a few cards, and I'm sure as I make more videos through this process, a lot of these cards are going to change, and you'll start to see some of them either going over or done or even just removed. For maybe I didn't need to do what I had outlined in these cards. Okay, so let's go through some of these cards right now, and I'll talk my sort of thinking process right here. So first of all, we've got choose a game for Steam. I think that's pretty straightforward, is take one of my projects and, oh, it would help if I could spell. Take one of my projects and put it up on Steam. Hurrah! Let's do that. Okay. So I currently have a I currently have a personal account. I have a personal account. Is that the same one that I should be using for creating a Steam store page? Or should I be creating a different business account strictly just for Steam releases? Or create a new business. So this is a little bit of some investigation work. New business account. Maybe there's people that do both, probably pluses and minuses for each. I'm not going to take this, I'm taking this project seriously, but not too seriously. So I'm likely, unless I find something like a really red flag against doing it, I'm likely just going to use my own personal account to create the store page and release this on Steam. Sign up for developer access. So this is signing up on Steamworks, I believe it's called, which I'll go through in a video here as well. and we'll walk through that process. So for anyone else who's looking to go through the same thing, they can follow along. So signing up on Steamworks, and at some point, it has changed through the years from my recollection, but at some point you are charged the $100 fee for putting a game store page together. So I'm willing to bet that it's going to be a lot earlier in the process than you might think. Perhaps you can't even create a store page until you pay the $100 fee. So I might need to reorder some of these cards. We'll see how it looks. Okay, so sign up for developer access, pay $100 for store page. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Create the store page for the release. So there's going to be a lot of sort of things that spawn from this one ticket. So we're going to need, to look at things like assets, put together screenshots, trailers, and a lot of marketing copy. So my goal here, I'll get down to it when we get there. Okay, so here we've got a card here for creating our store page trailer video. Again, self-explanatory. I think I've seen recommendations for lots of different lengths, but I'm probably looking for a length of somewhere between 1 and 2 minutes. It maybe even shorter. Just something that'll hopefully razzle dazzle a little bit based on what I'm producing, and hook the player in a little bit, get them interested at least into checking it out. Create store page screenshots. So we're gonna have to have, research the screenshot sizes. Maybe. Oh, I don't have to type maybe, but and pick out the most exciting ones from the game. Okay. So another one is green light or early access. Again, I haven't looked too closely at the pipeline in several years, so this may even just be a moot card. I know that there's still an early access concept, and what is, I think Steam Greenlight is gone. I think that's what it was called. They've used green in several different iterations or versions, so I'm pretty sure it's just early access or release, or maybe you put things first into early access and then at some point you designate them as a release. So again, I'll look into that. I'm leaning towards just putting this into early access, what they call early access. And it may never leave early access. Maybe I'll leave it in early access permanently. I don't know. Depends on the reception, of course, and maybe how I feel about the project as we move forward. Pricing strategy, again, I'll be looking at, I think comparing what I'm doing with other indies out there. But since the original goal of this project is just for education and for sort of fun, instead of something serious, I'm really leaning towards something of a coffee size in nature. So, $4.99, $3.99, something like that, which is quite low for most Steam indie releases. They usually hover around I've seen them usually hovering around the $15 to $19 amount, and those are definitely quality titles put together by other indies. I really want to stress that while doing this, that maybe I kid around a lot, but I don't consider, like, I'm not doing this as a joke troll or some kind of insult to other indies out there who are really trying to get their work out on Steam and really trying to put their best foot forward in whatever project they're working on. All the power and respect to everyone else doing that. I just really wanted to make something that is, like I say, it's just a game that can get through Steam reviews, get on Steam, and be something I still want to put some work into it and have it be something that I'm proud of in terms of quality. But at the same time, it's not going to be like a 5-year invested development invested game, right? Like you might normally see. Lots of indies, they normally take, what is it, between 2 and 3 years? I don't know what the number is anymore for a lot of different projects. Some of them seem to stretch out past several years, and some they're able to deliver within a year from when they announced it. So again, this is basically just for fun for me, and hopefully educational for anyone else watching. Marketing strategy, I think the marketing strategy is going to roughly echo sort of that feeling. I'm not out to swindle anyone or make anyone feel cheated, that I'm not taking this that I'm not taking this as a serious project for serious money. Steam still offers refunds, so if anyone who pays this just really can't get over the fact that they've paid a couple of bucks for this compared to everything else that seems to be on Steam, which kind of does look like ripoffs. But at the same time, let the buyer do what the buyer will do. All the power to them. Okay, so that's sort of what I have so far as a brainstorm for my Steam sort of process backlog. The other backlog column I created was just for the game itself. So I think I'm going to have to add another card for picking out actual game. So I've got a few ideas. I'll definitely make a video on that and pick out actual game for the Steam release, for the Steam Dream. Okay, so let's get that first. So then we've also got, create the gold release of the game, which is what we'll be uploading to Steam and eventually hopefully releasing. I'll have to look at the state of what the current condition the code is in, and what I would need to do to make it ready for a release. I do want to add some basic Steamworks support to the game, so things like see if I can do things like achievements at least. I'm not planning on any multiplayer. I'm just going to say that right now. No multiplayer support, and I want to have some kind of achievement support. And what does that look like? I don't know. How do you hook that into the Steam API? So I want to look at that process out. Okay. And so as you might see, so the other columns I've created is doing. So any card that I'm currently working on, I'll be sliding over into the doing column. Review, I don't even know if I'm going to need this column. Usually this is when it's for you've done either a first iteration of work or you've done enough of the work on hand to move the card into a review, which is a state where either you're contacting friends and family or any friend testers, anything like that, who can take a look and either accept what you've done and kind of give you feedback on that, or just flat outright give you reject it. Something like, it doesn't work. It crashes on my machine. This doesn't load. I don't even see that, etc., etc. So that's kind of what I'm picturing as sort of the review or QA. Put that in there, and then done is sort of, it's done. So done and delivered. And so this is a state that I've finished up. I've taken some of any task that's been created in the backlog or that has been created from doing the work, and I've moved it over and finished the necessary work, whatever details that were on the card in question. So yeah, so that's kind of my thinking right now. This is the first video kind of in this series, and I think it'll be an exciting project. I hope it'll be an interesting one that you'll benefit from. You'll be able to kind of follow along. And like I say, this is basically just for fun, just for my own education. I do want to put something out for sale for real money, but it's not going to be for, very much at all. Something that someone else is, something like a coffee will be more expensive than what I'm going to charge for this. And not because I'm not valuing the time and investment I'm putting into this. I certainly am. That part is, even if I'm doing this on a half serious basis, that part is kind of a serious part of the process. It's going to take me time. It's going to take me real effort, and it may cost me some real money to put together some other assets like a title screen or music, etc., etc. But at the same time, because I don't want to treat this too seriously, I don't want to suddenly factor in everything when producing a pricing strategy and come out with something that's just not really exciting for me. But there you have it. We'll be going through a lot of these cards in a lot more detail as I get there. And I think, let's just kick off and have fun with it. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. In the details below, I'll be putting the public link to this Trello board, and you can follow along. No one will be able to edit it, of course, except for me. But at the same time, you'll be able to see what's been worked on, how things are going, and it helps me. It keeps me moving forward. Okay. Have a great afternoon, evening, good night, wherever you are, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.